So probably about 6 inches behind the golf ball. Ideal world, I also like, and you would have seen this from my other videos, I like the club head to sit just slightly behind the ball too. So probably 2 to 3 inches behind the ball. Golfers, today we're going to look at a real simple concept to make you play better, score lower, hit your driver better, hit your irons better, without changing your golf swing. Let's get stuck in. So golfers, today we're looking at our eyes, where our eyes should look to suit different shots. And I'm going to talk you through 3 models with your eyes. A kind of short iron, a mid iron, and a driver, possibly a long iron. You could do the same as a driver, or very, very similar. But what we can do simply at setup to make us maximize our opportunity of getting great contact and great control of the ball with all 3 of these clubs. These 3 type of clubs: short iron, mid iron, long clubs. Let's put it in those categories there. Let's go. Let's start with a short iron. So I've got a 9-iron in my hand here, and we really want to be hitting down on the golf ball with a short iron about 5-6 degrees ideally. So it's quite a lot, and the mid iron would be more like 4 degrees, and the driver would be more like 3 degrees up. So the angular approach is changing. So where we're going to try and approach, how we initiate this, is going to change slightly. Let's talk about the little step nuances we're going to change to make this easy. So with a standard iron shot, we'd go for a shoulder width stance. When we go to a 9-iron, I want to go slightly inside that. So if you imagine if we point our arm straight down from our shoulders, point our finger straight down. Now with a 9-iron, let's get this somewhere near enough the outside of our feet, and then flare our feet. Weight pressure will be 55% on this foot. From already 9-iron wedge and sand iron type clubs. Anything longer, we'll go 50-50, and for the driver, we're going to go 55 on the right foot, so it's going to change. Ball position's in the center, handles opposite the inside of the left thigh. That's the same for all clubs, apart from the ball position will change. We'll talk about that when we go to the other clubs. Now, with a 9-iron, what I want you to do, so I want you to look at a spot about 1 inch in front of the golf ball. This is going to help us land the club later, drive through the golf ball, and hit more down on the ball. So we've got a slightly narrower stance, slightly more pressure preset in the lead foot, and we're going to look at a spot in front of the ball. Otherwise, we're going to swing completely the same. And that was crispy, really, really good, really great shot. Little divot after the ball. Divot could be bigger. I probably didn't hit 5-6 down on that. I probably hit 3 or 4 down. But it can also be the radius that stops me having a huge meaty divot as well. But certainly in terms of trajectory, contact, curvature, all those things, I would take that all day long. So 7-iron now. We're going to go ever so slightly wider the stance. Hands drop down, middle of my feet, still flared. Ball position center, hand still inside left thigh, weight 50-50. This time I'm going to look at the top of the ball, if you like, or the ball itself. So the location of the eyes will be pretty standard as you would see it. Now from there, I'm going to make my swing. Again, beautiful, best shot I've hit all day. Certainly with the 7-iron, 9-iron was pretty nice, to be honest, but that was equally as good. Flight, great. Hit that all day in the golf course, I'd be happy. So the driver, we want to be hitting up the ball's teed up. There's less loft in the club, so on. We're going to go wider with our stance. This time, hands drop in step of our feet. So the stance is slightly wider than shoulder width. The ball's going to be left heel. The hands are going to be inside left thigh, so they're slightly behind the golf ball at address now. And visually, where we're going to look now is behind the club head. So probably about 6 inches behind the golf ball. An ideal world, I also like, and you would have seen this from my other videos, I like the club head to sit just slightly behind the ball too. So probably 2 to 3 inches behind the ball, and the eyes about 6 inches behind the ball. The weight, pressure 55% on this trail foot. And that's how we're going to address the ball. The swing itself naturally will feel exactly the same. Look at that spot, don't look at the ball. Again, not as good a strike as the irons, hit that one fractionally toey, but flight was great. It's on the fairway, it's gone down there, happy with it. It certainly feels probably a little uncomfortable if you're not used to it, not looking at the ball at address. If you feel you can't get past that, make sure you look at the back of the ball. But certainly for practice, I would encourage you to look behind the ball and set up with the club a little bit back from the ball, just like John Rahm does, just like Mo Norman did, and it's what I recommend for a lot of things. It helps the shoulder alignment, it helps us hit up, it helps us hit from the inside. It does a lot of things for us. Now with the iron, it becomes easier to do those things, and we do want to hit down on the ball. So changing your eye location per club, and a subtle change in your weight distribution and your width of your stance is magic for me